What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm back, I've made my return, I haven't uploaded, I've been out for as long as Romeo Lavia, but I'm finally back, and as it's the end of the transfer window, I bring to you another ranking Chelsea summer signing tier list. As you know, this is Chelsea Football Club, we have a lot of signings, so I won't waste much time, let's get straight into it guys. Drop a like on this video if you end up enjoying, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for regular Chelsea content. Now let me show it quickly. Here is the tier list, all the Chelsea summer signings in 2025, and we'll be ranking them into 5 categories: excellent, solid, for the future, underwhelming, not good enough. Overall, I think it's been a pretty good transfer window. Of course, I'm going to get into the individual players in a second, but overall, I'm very impressed with this transfer window. Not all of our transfer targets were successful, but I mean, that's the thing. You'll never get all of the players you want. I think the directors have finally done a pretty good job. Compared to last window, it's a lot better, because last window we were making signings we really didn't make sense. But now we have signings that actually look like we have a plan for. Let's go with the first player in this list, Alejandro Garnacho. And I'm gonna straight up go into the solid category. A lot of fans don't like this signing, I know, because they think he has attitude issues, you know, he really broke off with Man United towards the end, forced out a move. But I don't think that's going to be the case at Chelsea, if I'm being honest. This is the first time in a long time that we've actually signed a Premier League proven winger. Like it or not, Garnacho is probably more Premier League proven than any of our wingers, maybe except Neto. So that's the thing, he has experience, he's been giving consistent goals and assists in, I don't know if I can call Man United a top Premier League side anymore, but it's still a big six club. There was huge pressure and he has delivered. So I genuinely think it's going to be good. And of course we have Enzo Fernandez, who could potentially, you know, calm him down, keep his ego issues out of the way. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Man United is a club that is dysfunctional at the moment. So in a place like that, you do have ego issues. But in a club like Chelsea, where it's also good right now, the whole team's gelling together, I don't think it's going to rub off. It's going to rub off in a good way on him. So Garnacho, I think, is going to be very useful. Gittens is really underwhelming. I'll come back to him in a second. But I think Garnacho is definitely meant to have that left wing spot nailed on. And I think he'll do a good job. He'll get goals, he'll get assists, he'll be very useful for counter-attacks. And he has been scoring a lot against mid-table to low-table teams, which I've seen, which sometimes do struggle in, as seen in the first game against Palace. So that's, in my opinion, a solid signing. Next up is joaopedro. Excellent. I have no words to describe this signing. I mean, joaopedro, that's 7 goals and assists in 7 games. What a player, what a guy. Comes into the Club World Cup, scores 3 goals, gets us the trophy basically, and then comes back to Stamford Bridge, scores in pre-season, scores 2 goals in 3 games in the first month of the Premier League season. And genuinely, it looks like we have a reliable striker. Liamdelap's now injured, so there'll be a lot of pressure on joaopedro to lead the line, but I think he has proven he can do that. And the biggest asset, headers. We have a guy who can now score headers. Like that's unheard of at Chelsea Football Club for at least the last 5 years. None of our strikers have been good at headers. Jackson, Aubameyang, I don't even count him. In Kunku, we finally have someone who's a threat from corners. And now, with our set piece coach looking like he's actually doing something, our set pieces are back, we're scoring from corners, Enzo is delivering good crosses, we might actually have a proper striker to get 15 plus goals. Let's hope we don't jinx it. Let's hope he actually does well. Moving on to the next signing, Dario Esugo. I'm going to put him for the future. I was a bit conflicted between putting him in solid or for the future, but I'm going to put him in for the future. I don't think he's proper ready for the Premier League for me to put him in solid, but he's definitely going to offer that much needed backup for Caicedo, because Caicedo can't play every game, man. We need to rest him. Last season he had no backup whatsoever, so we kept having to play Caicedo everywhere, you know, and he's not far from an injury, let's be honest. If we keep straining him, I know he keeps playing through injuries like in the Fulham game, but eventually we're gonna have to give him a rest, and that's what Dario Esugo is for. Looks pretty decent in the preseason games in the Club World Cup. And yeah, for the future, he's definitely going to develop. He's only 20. I think he's going to be a useful signing. Next up is Estevao. And I don't know if you guys have seen it as of the day I'm recording this. Just today morning, he scored his first goal for Brazil. And it was a bicycle kick. This guy is definitely going to light it up. I think before Garnacho arrived in this first month of the Premier League season, he should have started the West Ham game and the Fulham game, which he did over Jamie Gittens. That's what I was thinking, because he's definitely having more of an impact. When he completely made a fool out of Calvin Bassey against Fulham, just cut back in, cut back out, cut back in, and then Calvin Bassey had no clue what he was up against. That wonderful assist against West Ham for Enzo. Hasn't scored a goal in the Premier League, but that goal will come. He has had chances though, don't get me wrong, he could have scored a goal, but he's doing really, really well. Estevao, I'll be honest, I did not expect this. I thought this is a sort of wonder kid that's coming, we're going to have to give him time, we're going to have to, hope that he develops quickly. But he is ready, like genuinely. I know it's very early days, but he is like proper ready. And today, if anything, today his goal for Brazil confirms it. He is ready for the top level. And that Champions League game against Barca, Lamine Yamal versus Estevao, the world must be watching, because it's going to be absolute cinema. Estevao, definitely an excellent signing for the future as well, but for the present as well, he's going to be a huge part of the season. Buonanotte, I'm going to put him in underwhelming. And the only reason I'm not putting him in not good enough is because, there are some people online are going, oh, Buonanotte was really good for Leicester at the start of last season before he got injured. I mean, he is Argentine. We have a sort of South American connection building at Chelsea now. He could do good. He could be useful, especially with Palmer injured, although not for too long. He could be good as a backup, coming in the Carabao Cup, maybe against the weaker teams in the Champions League. But let's be honest, this is not the level of cam we were expecting when we were linked to Xavi Simons, Fermin Lopez. And then when on deadline day we're shown Buonanotte on loan, it is slightly underwhelming, which is why I've put him there. But again, he could prove to be a useful signing, but I just don't see it as of now. Next up is Liamdelap. I'm going to put him in solid, not in excellent. I'm definitely not fully convinced on Liamdelap. I've seen good things in the Club World Cup. That goal he scored was brilliant, and in pre-season against Leverkusen he was actually quite good. But in the Premier League season, let's be honest, the first 3 games, I know the third game he really didn't play, but he hasn't shown much, I'll be honest. Only that one moment where he was holding up, linking with Estevao against West Ham, which caused Enzo Fernandez's goal. That was the only, you could say, notable contribution Delap made. But I'm not convinced by Liamdelap 100%. He's shown good signs, but I don't think he's a guaranteed fix to our striker situation. I know we've got Joaopedro, but Pedro likes to play in the number 10. So Liamdelap is still our main striker, which I'm not 100% convinced he's fit for. And the fact that he's just come in and fully replaced Nicholas Jackson, who of course was not forced out, but left the club possibly permanently, I don't think Liamdelap has done that much in the Premier League to just come in and tell Jackson goodbye and for Jackson to be sold and Delap to be kept. I really don't think he's done that much. Yes, he has the same number of goals in a lower level club like Ipswich compared to Jackson at Chelsea. Still, I really don't think that Delap has shown enough. But again, I think some Chelsea fans were just so annoyed of Jackson's continuous misses, missed passes, just miscontrols, that they just want anyone at this point. And I think Liamdelap, although he's injured, he will prove a solid signing in the long run, especially towards like the latter end of the season. Maybe when Joaopedro's gone a bit cold, Palmer is maybe a bit off, he will definitely share a lot of the goal burden. Let's see, can't wait for his first Premier League goal. Next up is Jamie Gittens, and I'm putting him in underwhelming. There is no doubt in my mind that Gittens is not ready. I've seen the first 3 games. He started the first game, came on in the other 2 games. He is just not ready. I have no detailed explanation to give. He does have his few take-ons, but the final product is not there. He's not confident to shoot. He even started dribbling some guys against Palace, but then lost confidence and even stopped taking on players. So I really don't know what to do with this one. Gittens is the only signing I think we've definitely overpaid. He is not a £55 million player. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that Gittens is worth more than Garnacho. You just can't. Gittens is the second most expensive player on this page. Yeah, that doesn't fit. There's no way he's the second best player. on this tier list. So yeah, Gittens for me is an underwhelming signing. Could prove useful in the long run, maybe if we have injuries. But yeah, I think he still needs a lot of time to get ready. Next up is joaopedro, and I'm gonna put him in solid because finally we have that Cucurella left back backup. Cucurella, after Ben Chilwell left and Renato Vega left in the January transfer window, literally played without a backup for 5 months. And I think we should be thankful that we are so lucky that nothing happened to Cucurella and our left back situation wasn't ever under crisis. But we took such a big risk having only one left back at the club for 5 months. Thankfully, that's no longer the case. joaopedro is here, and he's looked pretty decent in the games he's done. As I said, solid centre back, lots of experience, even captain Ajax. He's only 19. I think he's going to be a really good signing. Finally back up for Cucurella, who played 5,000 minutes last season. But yeah, we're not going to have to put him under that kind of strain again. Hato is here, good backup to Cucurella. And he can also play centre-back, given Colwell's injury. He's left-footed. He can also play that kind of a role. That now that we didn't sign any centre-back, Hato could also basically be a substitute for Colwell, now that Badiashile remains injured half of the time. Fofana as well, you can't trust him. Next up, we have kendrypaez. Definitely one for the future. kendrypaez, I'm not sure, because there was a time when his development was sort of ahead of Estevao. But I mean, as you can see, Estevao is up there and excellent. He's starting in the Premier League for Chelsea, and kendrypaez was sent out on loan to Strasbourg. I'm not saying there's anything bad with needing a season for development in Europe, playing in Strasbourg. But I'm just saying that his trajectory has certainly slowed down a bit, gone down a bit. He was, if not at the same level, even ahead of Estevao at one point. But his career sort of just stagnated, so I hope nothing happens to him. He's been doing really good at Strasbourg, I've been hearing. So let's hope he has a really good season, comes back and is finally ready for the Premier League. And then we have Mike Penders, even though he's literally for the future. I'm going to put him in solid because, as we know, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, whatever he is, from Belgium, known by many as the next Courtois. And let's be honest, ever since Courtois, we haven't really been able to solidify the goalkeeping position. You can count Edu Mendy, but then short term again. So Mike Penders is one guy the club are really looking at to fix the situation. That's why we didn't sign a keeper this summer. Because the club are like, Robert Sanchez is good enough for one more season, and then if we really need to change, Mike Penders should be ready to step up. He's gone to Strasbourg, obviously, like so many others here, and I think he's definitely going to be ready next season. One of the best young goalkeepers in the world. We should be thankful that we've managed to get him. The last player on this list is going to be Mamadou Sarr, and I'm going to put him for the future because you really can't categorize him as anything else. Young centre-back from France, bought from Strasbourg, sent back out on loan to Strasbourg. He basically did a summer internship at Chelsea, won the Club World Cup, and then went back to Strasbourg. So that's not a problem. He's going to have a development season at Strasbourg. He's going to have more experience playing in the Conference League now. Don't forget, Strasbourg are in Europe this season, the Conference League. So these players are going to get some sort of European experience. Even though it's not going to be high level, it's still a European competition. And I think they're definitely going to develop the guys like Penders, Emega, Sarr, Paez. They're definitely gonna use that experience at Strasbourg, develop, and then hopefully come back next season. And just like Andre Santos, who's now part of the Premier League team proper, they're gonna go at Strasbourg, raise their quality, and then come back as well. I mean, if they're not part of the first team plans, going to Strasbourg and raising their valuations isn't a bad thing, because then they can be sold. But guys like kendrypaez and Mike Penders are definitely meant for the first team. Let's hope they can reach that potential. And with that, we come to the end of the Chelsea Summer 2025 tier list. This is the final tier list. No one in the not good enough category, because as I said, I think all our signings were pretty well thought out. But again, some were better than others. Some, like I think Gittens, were overpriced. Some, like Garnacho, I think could end up being surprise packages. In my opinion, joaopedro is definitely the biggest surprise package. I don't think any of us expected him to have such a huge impact, which he has. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to our channel. Comment down below what you agree with and what you disagree with in this tier list. And I'll see you for the next video guys. Lots of games coming up now. Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cup. Finally we are back into the top tier European competition. We're going to have big games every midweek now. It's going to be amazing seeing Chelsea back at the top level. So I'll see you for those games guys when we're going to talk about them. Have a good day and goodbye.